The alien ships descended upon Earth in an orchestrated display of technological superiority. Their vessels, sleek and shimmering with unearthly energy, cast shadows over the cities below. The beings inside, tall, spindly creatures with luminescent skin and eyes that seemed to pierce through flesh, introduced themselves as the Azurans. They spoke in tones laced with condescension, their words translated flawlessly by devices that hovered around them like loyal pets. The Azurans declared themselves explorers and scholars of the galaxy, bringing enlightenment to lesser civilizations. Their leader, an imposing figure named Irask, sneered as he addressed Earth's representatives. "Your world," he proclaimed, "is charming in its simplicity, a relic of a bygone era. We mean you no harm, but it is quaint to see how far behind you are." The humans, led by a delegation of scientists, diplomats and military generals, listened in stony silence. The Azurans demonstrated their prowess by manipulating gravitational fields, creating shimmering energy shields, and projecting beams of pure light that disintegrated objects instantly. They referred to humanity's technology as quaint toys, unfit even for study. Irask, his voice dripping with mockery, asked, "What could your species possibly offer us? What wisdom could emerge from creatures still bound by combustion engines and projectile weapons?" General Catherine Torres, a veteran of countless terrestrial conflicts, stepped forward. Her jaw tightened as she stared at Irask. "We offer something you've clearly never encountered. Resilience." Irask chuckled, the sound echoing eerily. "Resilience? Is that what you call your stubborn reliance on ancient methods? Very well. Show us your resilience." Torres exchanged a glance with her team. A soldier handed her a standard-issue rifle, primitive by Azuran standards. Torres lifted the weapon, its matte black surface starkly simple against the alien's shimmering backdrop. She aimed it at a translucent Azuran shield generator they had proudly demonstrated moments before. Irask smirked, standing tall. "By all means try. Perhaps we'll study your projectile as a curiosity." Without hesitation, Torres pulled the trigger. The gun roared, a deafening crack that seemed out of place in the pristine alien environment. The bullet streaked through the air and struck the shimmering shield. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then the shield wavered, its surface rippling like disturbed water. A second later, it shattered with a sound like breaking glass. The silence that followed was deafening. The Azurans froze, their luminescent eyes wide with disbelief. Their shield generator, an unbreachable fortress of energy in their minds, lay exposed and useless. Irask took a step back, his arrogance faltering. "Impossible. Your weapons should not have penetrated our defenses." Torres lowered her rifle, her voice cold and firm. "Your shields are designed to neutralize energy-based attacks. Plasma, lasers, particles. But you never considered kinetic force. You've advanced so far you forgot the basics." The humans in the room erupted into applause and cheers, their fear dissolving into a fierce pride. The Azurans, however, stood frozen, their expressions a mixture of shock and anger. Irask's gaze burned into Torres, but there was no malice, only a dawning realization. "You are more dangerous than you appear," he said finally, his tone subdued. "Perhaps there is merit in your simplicity." The Azurans departed soon after, their ships vanishing into the void. They left no threats, no promises of return, only an unspoken acknowledgement of humanity's unexpected ingenuity. But their brief visit left a mark. The shattered shield became a symbol of human defiance, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, Earth's inhabitants were not to be underestimated. In the months that followed, humanity united like never before. Nations pooled their resources to study the remnants of Azuran technology and improve their own. Scientists worked tirelessly to understand the flaws in the alien shield, crafting defenses and weapons that combined human pragmatism with newfound knowledge. Meanwhile, General Torres became a global icon, a symbol of humanity's tenacity. When asked about her actions, she simply said, "They thought they had all the answers. They forgot to ask the right questions." The Asurans did not return, but their departure wasn't seen as a victory. Humanity knew that the galaxy was vast and filled with beings far more advanced than themselves. The encounter with the Asurans was just the beginning. And when the next visitors arrived, whether as allies or enemies, Earth would be ready. The Asurans left, their once unshakable confidence shattered, but the echoes of their visit remained imprinted on humanity's collective psyche. Governments, scientists, and militaries around the globe threw themselves into preparing for a future where Earth would no longer be viewed as a backwater. Engineers reverse-engineered everything they could remember about the Azuran technology, focusing on weaknesses and gaps the aliens had unwittingly revealed. Shield technology, propulsion systems, and even rudimentary energy manipulation began to emerge as fields of intense global collaboration. Despite their departure, the Asurans had left subtle reminders of their presence. Atmospheric disturbances lingered where their ships had hovered, and faint energy readings, barely detectable, seemed to follow Earth's satellites. Speculation ran rampant. Had they really left? Or were they observing, waiting for humanity's response to their condescension? General Torres became a reluctant celebrity. While she had never sought the spotlight, her calm defiance during the encounter turned her into a symbol of humanity's will to survive. Schools taught her name, artists immortalized her act, and political leaders quoted her words. They forgot the basics. But Torres herself remained grounded, returning to her base and focusing on what she knew best: preparation. She knew the Asurans were not the last visitors humanity would encounter. They had been explorers, perhaps arrogant and dismissive, but not conquerors. If Earth attracted the attention of a race with less benign intentions, humanity's defiance would need more than a single bullet and quick thinking to ensure survival. The next encounter could decide the fate of the planet. Months turned into years. Humanity's newfound unity fostered unparalleled advancements. Theories that had once seemed like science fiction became reality. Railguns capable of launching kinetic projectiles at hypersonic speeds became the cornerstone of Earth's defense systems. Spacecraft were outfitted with primitive shields, based on what little had been gleaned from the Azuran demonstration. Detection grids spanned the solar system, designed to warn of any approaching vessel. Yet, for all the progress, there was an undercurrent of unease. The Asurans had underestimated humanity, but their technology had still been leagues ahead. Had they learned from their encounter as well? Would they recalibrate their shields, return stronger, and view Earth not as a curiosity but as a threat to be neutralized? The answer came one cold night, years after the encounter. The first sign was a faint ripple in Earth's detection grid, a distortion unlike anything previously recorded. Then, without warning, a massive object appeared on the edge of the solar system. It didn't move aggressively, nor did it broadcast any message. It simply loomed, a dark silhouette against the distant stars. Satellites trained their sensors on the object, revealing an enormous ship, far larger than anything humanity had seen. It bore the unmistakable design of the Asurans, but it was different, sleeker, more menacing. General Torres, now a key figure in Earth's planetary defense network, was summoned immediately. As Torres entered the command center, the room was alive with tension. Analysts scrambled to decode signals, while military leaders debated their options. The ship wasn't making any hostile moves, but its presence alone felt like a challenge. Torres stared at the screen, her jaw tightening. "Have they sent a message?" One of the analysts shook his head. "Nothing yet, ma'am. Just silence." Hours passed before the ship made its first move. A beam of light shot out, not towards Earth but into the void. It created a shimmering hologram that flickered with alien symbols and patterns. Linguists worked frantically to decode it, but Torres recognized the intent immediately. "They're testing us," she said quietly. "They want to see what we've learned." The decision was made. A single spacecraft, armed with humanity's most advanced railgun, was sent to meet the Azuran vessel. The crew was under strict orders not to fire unless provoked, but they carried a message of their own, a demonstration of Earth's progress. As the human craft approached, The Azuran ship emitted a low-frequency hum. The railgun crew tensed as their sensors detected a shield forming around the alien vessel. It was different from before, its surface fractal and fluid, shifting unpredictably. Clearly, the Azurans had adapted. The human craft halted at a safe distance. The crew launched a test projectile, nothing more than a piece of tungsten traveling at incredible speed. The shield absorbed the impact without a ripple. The Azurans had learned. But so had humanity. The human craft fired again, this time using an experimental weapon, a projectile coated with a thin layer of nanites programmed to disrupt energy fields. The projectile hit the shield, and for a moment nothing happened. Then, like a cascade of dominoes, the shield began to collapse, its fractal surface unraveling into chaotic bursts of light. The Azuran ship responded immediately, firing a warning shot that passed harmlessly by the human craft. But their message was clear. Earth's ingenuity had caught their attention once more. The human craft sent a signal back to Earth, a simple message. They know we're ready. For hours, the two ships remained locked in a silent standoff. Then, without warning, the Azuran vessel turned and disappeared into the void, leaving humanity with more questions than answers. Torres stood in the command center watching the data feeds. "This isn't over," she said, her voice steady. "They're not done with us." And deep in the endless expanse of the galaxy, the Azurans carried a single thought back to their homeworld. The primitives were no longer so primitive. The Azuran departure left Earth buzzing with both relief and renewed determination. While the visitors had not declared war, their presence was a reminder of just how precarious humanity's place in the galaxy was. The demonstration of ingenuity and adaptability had sent the Azurans away, but it was clear that the encounter was far from the end. In the weeks that followed, nations pooled resources and knowledge at an unprecedented scale. Research stations operated around the clock, analyzing the shield disruption technology and improving upon it. Laboratories brimmed with ideas, concepts that combined old-world ingenuity with the new frontier of advanced physics. Railguns, kinetic weaponry, and energy systems underwent rapid iterations. For the first time in human history, planetary defense wasn't a theoretical concept but a practical necessity. General Torres became the de facto leader of Earth's defense initiative. Her defiant stance against the Azurans had earned her respect and trust worldwide. She didn't revel in her newfound status but focused on what mattered, ensuring Earth was prepared for whatever came next. Under her guidance, humanity developed its first unified defense strategy. Satellites were equipped with early warning systems capable of detecting anomalies in spacetime. Fleets of modular spacecraft were built, designed for both offense and negotiation. Despite the advancements, Torres couldn't shake an uneasy feeling. The Azurans' retreat didn't feel like a victory. It felt like a test. What if their silence wasn't defeat but deliberation? What if they weren't the only ones watching? Her fears were confirmed when, 6 months after the encounter, Earth's detection grid picked up a strange anomaly at the edge of the solar system. It wasn't a ship but an artificial construct, an object emitting a faint, steady pulse. The readings suggested it was broadcasting a signal, though its language and intent were indecipherable. Was it a warning, a beacon, or something else entirely? The object's presence reignited global anxiety. Some called for immediate destruction, fearing a trap. Others advocated study, believing it could hold the key to understanding alien intentions. Torres decided on a cautious approach. A probe was sent to investigate, equipped with both scientific instruments and defensive measures. As the probe approached, the object reacted, releasing a wave of energy that rippled across the void. The wave was harmless but clearly deliberate, a message though its meaning was unclear. The probe transmitted its findings back to Earth, revealing intricate carvings and patterns across the object's surface. Experts in linguistics and mathematics worked tirelessly to decode them, eventually uncovering a chilling realization. The patterns matched no known Azuran language. This was something else entirely. The discovery sent shockwaves through Earth's leadership. If the object wasn't of Azuran origin, it meant humanity was dealing with a second alien civilization, one that had remained silent until now. The implications were staggering. Had the Azurans left the object behind, or had it been placed by another race entirely? And if so, why? While debates raged on Earth, Torres pushed forward. She ordered a small, manned mission to the object, reasoning that humanity needed answers, not speculation. The team chosen for the mission represented the best of Earth. Scientists, engineers, and soldiers, all united by a singular goal: uncovering the truth. The mission launched amid global anticipation. As the spacecraft neared the object, the crew marveled at its alien design. It pulsed with a faint, rhythmic glow, as if alive. The team initiated scans, collecting data on its composition and energy output. But as they worked, the object responded. A holographic projection burst forth, filling the ship's interior with a dazzling array of colors and shapes. The crew watched in stunned silence as an image coalesced, a map of the galaxy, with Earth highlighted in bright blue. Around it, other markers appeared, each representing a world linked by the same pulsing signal. Before the crew could react, a voice resonated through the ship, speaking in perfect English. "Prove yourselves." The message was clear but cryptic. Who was speaking? The Azurans. Another race. The crew relayed the encounter back to Earth, sparking a new wave of speculation. Was this a challenge, an invitation, or a warning? As humanity grappled with the revelation, Torres remained focused. She knew that Earth's response would define its future. The Azurans had mocked humanity's primitive arms, but their retreat had proven one thing. Humanity's strength lay in its resilience, its creativity, and its ability to adapt. Whatever awaited them in the galaxy, Torres was certain of one truth: humanity would not face it with fear but with determination.